sir.
Ms. Miller is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, a consistent concern from my fellow farmers has to do with the skyrocketing costs of critical inputs like fertilizer. We've seen a dramatic growth in fertilizer prices. Nitrogen fertilizer has doubled in price, anhydrous rose 131%, and potash is up 120%. Fertilizer is an essential input for farmers. Without fertilizer, crop yields and productivity would be significantly reduced. My constituents don't want to see yield loss at a time when commodity prices are high. Would you please tell me what the USDA is doing to address these issues that threaten farmers, especially small family farms?
Well, it's a challenge because of the nature of what's causing this disruption. Part of it has to do with global demand. Part of it has to do with decisions made by other countries to prevent resources from coming to the U.S. I think first and foremost, we need to expand our own capacity. Secondly, we need to make sure that we're using fertilizer appropriately and wisely. I was recently at Iowa State University where farmers were working with the university, and with a sensor program, they have determined that potentially 30% of the corn acres currently in Iowa that are utilizing fertilizer probably don't need as much or any fertilizer. So I think encouraging additional precision agriculture so that our inputs are wisely done. And finally, figuring out ways in which we can create vehicles that will compensate farmers if, in fact, they decide to apply less. So we have this split nitrogen crop insurance program now that essentially says if you only apply nitrogen once during the year as opposed to twice, if you have a reduction, then there's crop insurance that can protect you against that reduction. So I think there are a multitude of strategies here to try to address the longer term issue. In the short term, I think we're going to try to focus on precision agriculture and making sure that we use what resources we have wisely.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.